Hello friends. Welcome to Dr. Rajendran's online academy. The course title is Physical Chemistry and the specific topic is Thermodynamics. In this class, we are going to learn some additional details on state function. In the previous classes, we learnt the concept of state function or state quantity with the general examples of elevation gain, temperature, heat, and work. Also, we learnt the same concept with specific examples on chemical systems by using the formation of sodium chloride and carbon dioxide. Now, we know that the quantities such as enthalpy and temperature are state functions. What are the other examples of state function? The physical quantities such as mass, pressure, temperature, volume, and specific volume are the state quantities. The various forms of energy such as enthalpy, internal energy, Gibbs free energy, Helmholtz free energy, and exergy are also the state quantities. Entropy, chemical composition, particle number, fugacity, and altitude are the other common examples of the state quantities. Next, let's see if the change in internal energy is a state function or not. The formula for the change in internal energy is that delta U is equal to U final minus U initial. The formula itself proves that it is a state function because delta U is only dependent on the initial and final values of U. In other words, delta U is not affected by the path taken to establish its values. This is the definition of a state function, and as a result, delta U is a state function. Alright, but why do we need to consider a state function? To understand this, let's consider a state function called enthalpy. The enthalpies of some reactions are difficult to measure. For example, the enthalpy of a reaction between graphite and oxygen to produce carbon monoxide in the gas phase is difficult to measure. This is because, in this reaction, some carbon dioxide is always produced. However, the enthalpies of other two reactions are measurable. In the first reaction, in which graphite burns with oxygen and produces carbon dioxide, this reaction is exothermic and releases the heat energy of 393.5 kJ. In the second reaction, carbon monoxide reacts with oxygen to produce carbon dioxide. This reaction is exothermic as well and releases 566 kJ of heat. Now, let's get back to the definition of state function. No matter whether a reaction takes place in a single step or multiple steps, the state quantity will have exactly the same values. Therefore, by using these two enthalpy measurable reactions, we can predict the enthalpy of an unmeasurable reaction. Alright, but how can we predict this? We have to use Hess's law that we will learn later in this course. But the point here is, if the quantity is a state quantity, then we can use multiple step reactions to predict the unmeasurable values. If it is a path-dependent quantity, then we can't use multiple step reactions to predict its value, as this will have different values when you go by single step to multiple steps. Alright, that's all for today's class. See you in the next class.